G'day viewers, my name is Michael and welcome back to Single Racer. And welcome to this possible new phase for 2019. And it's mainly due to this site here called AssettoLand that essentially brings all those mega links to all these car mods essentially into the one place. And as you can see here, there's a lot of cars here and a lot of brands. So what I did was I downloaded originally about 150, but I got rid of a few and essentially brought it down to over 120 different fantastic mod cars, and I would like to feature them over the coming months. But one of the things I also did was download all the DLC for Project Cars 2 that I'd actually been missing for quite a while and couldn't race against others because I was missing that content. So here comes the second aspect, if you like, which is essentially around 2 channels, but it includes our whole sim racing community. And the first channel is called Markos, and what he does is a kind of a loosely based Top Gear leaderboard style set of videos based around a particular track. Now I'm calling this track, or the track shows up in Assetto Corsa as Charade or Charade. It's not the correct pronunciation by any means, and in each video that whatever car he features on that track, he goes into detail about what the track is called and where you can download it from. It's a race department track, but he'll have the link for you. And essentially he tests all these different cars on the track and puts up a leaderboard. Now at the same time, there's another channel, a very beginner channel called Mistex24, and he also does the same thing, but he's using Project Cars 2, whereas Dre uses Assetto Corsa. And in Project Cars 2, Mistex does Bathurst Hotlaps from all the cars A to Z in Project Cars 2, a very clever idea. And so of course what I want to do is a similar thing. Now those regular subscribers of mine know that I'm not copying these 2 channels in effect, although in a way I am, but essentially I've been doing what I call the channel challenges for a long time, probably well over a year. But it's just taking that format and saying, okay, I have over 120 new mods just for Assetto Corsa alone, but also now Project Cars 2, and I want to feature these. And of course, being an Australian channel, the most obvious track to do that on is Bathurst. But what I will be doing is I'll be featuring a lot of other tracks, because the cars from AssettoLand are so diverse and so unique, a lot of them, that a lot of them just don't suit Bathurst. It's just not the correct track. So Bathurst will be the main feature track, obviously because I know it so well, but I'll be featuring lots of other tracks as well, based around what car suits what track. And so now I'd like to start it off with a 2-car duel on Bathurst, just to get the ball rolling. But firstly, just a couple of housekeeping bits out of the road. A big thank you to Dre, who put me onto a song. Now in my personal life, I kind of prefer to listen to solo guitarists, so I'm talking great guitarists like Joe Satriani, Stevie Ray Vaughan and good old Humble George, but that's my preference. But he put me onto this particular YouTube song for a non-copyright reasons, a great guitar track, and that's what I have playing in the background. But the second thing is, welcome to at least maybe a dozen new subscribers, and I just wanted to say that for both the new subscribers and in this series in the future, any of my current subscribers, that if you ever want to revisit one of my videos, I'll always have the timestamp in the video to the actual race or hot lap or replay itself. And that's simply because I don't like hearing my voice, so I'm sure you don't either. So if you just want to ever come back to a video just to see the car again, and you want to skip all the chat at the start, you know, I'll always have a timestamp in, and welcome to those new subscribers. So let's get on to the two cars now. And so what made me choose these two cars to feature in the first of the series of Assetto Corsa car mod videos? Well, that was a hard decision because I could have just gone with the obvious and gone with Australian cars. But the reason I picked these two, apart from being what I consider two of the sexiest cars on the road, and this is just personal opinion, but so here are all the cars here from AssettoLand, and there's just a huge variety as you can see here. But I decided to go with two Lamborghinis because I think these are definitely two of the sexiest cars on the road. And the first one is the one here, and I've got to think about this, but it's called the Lamborghini Centenario. That's how I would pronounce it, the Centenario. And this one here, the Aventador LP 840/2. And the reason that I want to go with these two is more of the demonstration factor here, where what I noticed as I was testing these cars was the different levels of things that the cars could feature. So in a basic mod, you couldn't even go, say, into the car if you used the showroom of Assetto Corsa, whereas others had a bit more features. And it was interesting to compare the cars where you could see how developed they were, and therefore arguably the quality of the car based on what the features showed off. So I wanted to use these two as the example where you've got, you know, the headlights working. So you can see here, and the reason I picked the yellow color here on this particular car, yellowy green color, was because when you hit the brake light here, it actually goes to that yellow color, or, you know, arguably a yellow green color matching the car itself. So the second thing here as an example is you have the blurred rims. Now I won't show this on every car, just there's no point to it to me, but there's that feature here in Content Manager. But the example here of where I wanted to show a quality car or two cars as the example, and these are beautiful quality looking cars, but they're not quite to the level of the true professional cars, where meaning that when you click on the left and right door, nothing happens. But they are slightly more developed in the sense that when you click on the wing actually does extend out there. So let me get a bit closer and show you that in a bit more detail there. So the wing actually works. So it's in a lot of other cars I downloaded, nothing would happen clicking on any of these. So you can see it's slightly more developed than the normal, but not quite to the point of being a truly professional car where the doors open. But on some of the cars that I'll feature, they do. So now let's go to the other car. If we change to this one here and we go back to the showroom, it's the same thing. So, you know, you have the typical headlights showing here. That all works, and the brake lights, and some brake lights are really obvious and some are subtle here where it's just a slight deepening of the color. But here again, now you have the left and right door, nothing happens, but again you've got the wing. So you've got, as you hit the brake or accelerate, depending on, you know, how it chooses to work for this particular mod, that will affect it. So to me personally, this is a stunning looking car. So let's go on track now with the two cars and feature them slightly more closely in VR.